start. Today, yeah, it is cryptocurrency portfolio update, and yeah, we need to start. And I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Sunday night cryptocurrency portfolio update. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, but then please hit like, smash, and subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I am number one. Well, I used to be. Still am. Anyway, we still need, even though it's cryptocurrency portfolio, let's look at the, Bitcoin at 28,000. We got Ethereum at down 1.4%. We got Ethereum at 1,789, down 1.7%. Then we got Cardano holding at 38 cents on the dollar, down 3.5. And then we got DOT at 6, over at 6. I mean, DOT and 6, that just goes hand in hand. And anyway, I always like to point this out, because of the level of market manipulation. And again, here we can see, even though it's the 15-minute chart, we can see here these spikes in where the market went down here at my time, 22:30 on a Sunday. Everybody decided that they had to sell something. I mean, there are other forces behind that, but that's not what we're going to discuss today. We had another week ending. Remember, you came to the channel who's the master of technical analysis. This we know, right? Nobody's better than I am in this here. Let's say reset it. So here we go. We're looking at the weekly with the 7-day moving average in being the purple, and we are still above it. We are strong above it. I mean, so I still think that we are having a lot of momentum in the market. A lot of momentum, good momentum. And yeah, I would think, as long as it is above, as we know. I mean, it's also, remember, we're going to speak about also when it comes to cryptocurrency portfolios, about timing the market, right? And for those of you who think it's funny that we're looking at the 7-day moving average on the weekly, but try to look, since we had a high in last year in November, in 2021 in November, we can see that once it really broke down on the weekly below the 7-day moving average, it was very consistent. And when it broke above, which was very shortly, it would then go right back, and we have been kind of, waiting it out, I would say. And I really think there's a trend change. That's about it. What we're gonna look here. Let's see who is in the chit chat, and then let's move on to what we really need to talk about. So who is here? Pat Murphy is new. How are you doing? Arbitrum is going down. Well, I don't know. I don't think about that. BTC, nuke or rest in peace. Pop Smoke Real, welcome. I guess you're new to this little channel of ours. We're the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. I like Bob Mango is here. I love the name. Oliver is here. And Ron Jeremy Shahid. And then Eagles. No, Inoku French is here. Shea Ali. And that's good. Zach Wayne is here, also new. Tommy Laws is new. I mean, maybe Tommy's not when he says, hey, Lions. And Steve Webb. It's good to see old friends. CryptoStan is here, and CryptoGoggy. And Pedro. Pedro is also here. Good to see that. So let me see here. We got 28 people, but then we can already start. The littlest channel on the interweb with 28 people. That's a good night. That's a good night for us. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? And Salona Puri, good to see. Connor McDonald is here. I'm late. You're not late at all. Not late at all. Not at all. So let's start, and lots of things to talk about. I'm gonna educate you a little. Yeah, anyway, you will see. So let's go. The only thing that we can do. Saturday Night Live. No, it's not Saturday Night Live. It's Sunday Night Live. Remember, what we try to do here is, and it is getting, as the market is maturing, we're obviously seeing that the cryptocurrency market is maturing. The future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes. And in case you're new to crypto, to the blockchain, I call this the third cycle. The third cycle where we are on the way to experience the bull market, and it is coming. I've spent since the high in 2021, as we were going down, I still made these live streams almost 3-4 times a week, trying to share with you all the good stuff that is actually happening in the background. However, as we are seeing a more mature market, as I believe we're going to see a transition from traditional to digital, it's becoming much more difficult to identify quality over quantity, undervalued coins, minimum 50% from the all-time high. We're trying to identify market leaders, new trends, and average in and out because timing is difficult. Now, if you want to be a successful investor, and I can tell you it took me 22 years, maybe even more. What do we have, 2023? Yeah, 24 years. And I can say after 20 years maybe, that's when I was able to make so much money for Betty that she can live off it and she pays me. Remember, I own nothing and I'm pretty happy. And everything I say and do here should not be considered financial advice. Not at all. Because in the end of the day, I don't know shit about crypto. I do want to say is it is so important that when you invest that you have a long, that's what I think. I don't believe in short-term trading. You're not here for this day trading because more than 95% of all day traders, they lose. So why would we want to do that? It's important that you have discipline. You got to stick to your long-term vision. And when you enter into a coin, I mean, it also depends on the size of your portfolio, but you got to have discipline. How much can you invest? How much can you afford to lose? And then it's important that you have knowledge, wisdom. And it's two different things, right? Because you can educate yourself. You can read, right? You can go to the university and learn jack shit about the monetary system and the financial markets. So you need knowledge and wisdom. That, however, even though you can learn, and obviously God also say in today's society, you learn the wrong things. I just said it. But anyway, then you need experience and time. Now, if you don't have that, then go out and watch channels like mine and other idiots, and then you pick out or you hear the same trend and you will then be able to come up and solidify with your own strategy. Because knowledge and wisdom will only come through experience and time. And the fourth thing is probably the most important. You got to be unemotional. You see, there's two things. First of all, you got to learn that the media is lying to you. The big banks are lying to you. Hell, the central banks are lying to us. So when you get all those lies, right, we tend to believe it. So you got to be unemotional to the extent that you don't believe it and you do the contrary to what is actually being projected, or gaslighting, you could say, right? We got to be unemotional. Don't fall in love with any coin. That's also why I didn't like this, the XRP, whole thing, XRP group or whatever. Don't fall in love with it. If you want to be an investor, you should only love one thing. That's the profits. That's all you should love. So what is it that we do? Yeah, we buy cryptocurrencies, right? We stake, we farm, also hold stable coins. And I would always advise, as I do believe that, the financial markets they're not the prettiest, always good to hold a few gold bars in the right, a few silver coins in the left, and a little bit of platinum in the back pocket. I always try to average in. Timing the market is the most difficult thing. But averaging, there's this, don't mistake this with dollar cost averaging. That's also good. That's great. If you work and you have a salary and every month you can take a part and you can dollar cost average in, is always good. That's good. However, I like to try to time these cycles, which is also according to the Wyckoff model that we spoke about last week, right? However, I always try to average in and average out. And should you become wealthy with this, you see, really wealthy, what is wealthy? Well, I guess above 10 million, right? It's very difficult to place $10 million in the markets that we have seen the past 6 months. Even that will ultimately lead you to that you need to average in and the same averaging out. You will never really be able to time the ultimate bottom nor the ultimate high. Two things we need to concentrate on when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and that is blockchain infrastructure. Blockchain bully go down. No, I don't think so. Anyway, sorry. Blockchain infrastructure. This is, well, I guess you understand, that's everything we need in order to get the Web 3.0 functioning. And then once that is functioning, and we will also talk about it, I think like the base layers that I like to address, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, and Kusama. Those are the base layers. They'll probably go up. I'm convinced about it. But that train was already in the second cycle. That was when you made those 1,000%. Now we have to look more at the oracles, the data computation, the middleware of the infrastructure of the Web 3.0. Maybe we're even a little too early, but it's important to also try to identify quality over quantity when it comes to the traditional industries that will migrate onto the blockchain. As I've said, and I say that almost every time we see each other, you and I, timing the market is goddamn difficult. But remember, the last, 6 months, we were looking at the Bitcoin's historical corrections, right? And we let's be honest, we timed it. We timed it almost like a clock. Nobody can say anything that we didn't do that. We did that well, right? We did that well.
Kissy, kissy.
A little kiss for that. So, but now that we were able to time the down cycle, it's important now that we try to look at the bull cycle, right? And I also speak about this during the week in the weekly live streams. But as we can see here, there's kind of like a pattern, right? So we can see that from 2010 to 13, it was around 1,400 days. And we can see that has been consistent between 2013, 2017, 2017, 2021. So it's kind of like we could expect that it could peak in 2025. And listen, of course, that I could be dead wrong. And also, is Bitcoin, I think this 100,000 Bitcoin, that's too little, because we wouldn't go much further than the last all-time high. However, I could be dead wrong, but at least entering the market when we are seeing top quality coins down 50 to 95%. And you got to think about them. If you look at the market cap of some of these top quality coins, how much lower can it go? See, I know we are at 1.2 trillion currently, but still nothing compared to, this is just the US stock market and the bond market. I also show this often. We're not even speaking about the European equity markets or bond markets. We're not even talking about the Asian. And the thing is that the future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes, and it's being built on the blockchain. It's going to be global. There's going to come inflows from not only the US stock market and US bond market, but from the global stock and bond market. Now remember, this is only like an indication, but I have to admit now that my stablecoin position is much lower than this, right? It's just, I don't share exactly what Betty is holding, but it's about down to 10%. I know there was one of you guys that asked me that, so I couldn't update this slide. Yeah, it was simply too stupid to push it down. Well, it's also important that I think it's important. These are the exchanges, these are the blockchain base layers, ecosystems that we concentrate on. Ethereum, I speak way too little about Ethereum. I love Ethereum. And Ethereum was the first coin that I bought. And I bought Ethereum at $11.5 back in 2016. And I mean, it's a long, and I bought a lot about it. And that's how I got into crypto. Actually, it was a little bit lucky. It was my best friend who told me, buy Ethereum. Anyway, I've always been convinced that the future of finance is going to be built on Ethereum. However, still let's see what's going to happen with Cardano. We're optimistic, right? Binance has already proven, even though there's a little bit of, let's say, tensions at the moment. And Polkadot and Kusama. If I should be completely honest, and I think if you follow, I think Ethereum and Polkadot, those are the two ecosystems that I really think are gonna go to the moon. There are many reasons for that. Solana, it can be good, but it can. Nothing wrong with Solana. It's just I also don't have the time to concentrate on it. And I tend always trying to go safe. And remember, until now, the only 2 coins where I was really wrong on, that was 2 shit coins. When I even said, this is, I mean, we will always have some meme coins, some shit coins, like where we will, test it. Some we win and some we lose. But I've never been wrong on the big ones. And I don't even think you know which ones I was wrong on, but one of them was virtual poker. It doesn't look like that's going to go anywhere, right? And then it was this Adana. Also doesn't look like, that went down, right? Even though Charles Hoskinson had invested in it. Anyway, we got to be careful. I always said the DeFi coins, the DeFi protocols, there's more than 2,000 of them. We got to narrow it down. So I just talked about the ecosystems, the base layers, the blockchain layers that I think, and by the way, Ethereum and Polkadot and Kusama obviously is all going to be interoperable, and the same, of course, also Binance Smart Chain, because it's just a version of Ethereum, and I'm also pretty sure that Cardano will, because everything needs to be one universe that is compatible. When it comes to centralized exchanges, now first of all, as I guess you all know, it's important not to keep your coins on the centralized exchanges, right? But the ones that it's not also only about which one you want to, because of keeping your coins there. It's also when you know that a coin kind of gets listed, especially on Kraken, then you know it's good shit. It's good quality. That's what it is. Binance also. It's not easy to get listed on Binance. And I would then say that KuCoin, Gate, and Huobi, they're maybe, not the same top quality. And I know I don't use Coinbase. I don't know. I think it's more American. I just haven't used them. Not that I have anything against them. But really top quality is Kraken. And I also think, I don't think anything is going to happen to Binance. Anyway, these are the centralized exchanges that I use. When it comes to decentralized exchanges, and that's almost more important that you use that than the centralized, because when many new coins launch, you gotta go through a decentralized exchange. Now, obviously, the number one is Uniswap, right? You gotta, if you're not trading through Uniswap with your MetaMask, well, then you're missing out. That's simple. Yep. And that's how it is. So, and then PancakeSwap, Binance, NetSwap, Radium, these are all, there are a list of many, but these were the ones that I've been using, and I use many more. But mainly decentralized is Uniswap. And remember, you got to keep your coins on your hardware wallet. I'm sorry, guys, I just need to... Oi. A little frog there on the left. So we got the Web 3.0. This is what we invest in, right? And just very generic or simplistic, what is the Web 3.0? Well, we all know it's a decentralized internet. It's the evolution of the Internet 3.0. But what are the main components? Well, it is obviously decentralized storage, decentralized exchanges, remote jobs, I don't know where they put that, decentralized browsers, yeah, decentralized messaging, social networks, and of course insurance and banking and streaming services. We speak a lot about the Web3 infrastructure, but you see, 1, 2, 3 years ago, it wasn't so obvious. Remember, the NFT and the gaming is also very, very important, but that's kind of as we got in here with social networks, and there's no gaming here, but that's obviously also a big thing. But that's also goes into centralized exchanges, as we're going to be able to exchange our NFTs, if anything. So the core components of the Web3 infrastructure: file storage, computation, data, wireless connectivity, blockchain data, and digital identity, and Internet of Things. I'm trying to point that out because we need to have a diversified portfolio, right? I forgot about Algorand. Of course, we love Algorand. I just haven't gotten deeper into some of the protocols on Algorand. And our portfolio, Betty's portfolio, is already so big. It takes so much time. Anyway, so here we got the base layers, right? And then all of them will cater, as I pointed out in the beginning, both to infrastructure protocols, but ultimately they are set up so that traditional industries can migrate on to the blockchain ecosystem. Now here on the left, we got Ethereum. It could be anything else. It could be Cardano. It could be Solana, Algorand. It could be Polkadot. Remember, blockchain infrastructure. We got the base layers, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano. Decentralized storage. Some of the, just examples. Filecoin, CRYPTOCURRENCIES, Arweave, even though we own them all. Data, the graph. I would also like to, we can put, also, I mean, I'm very hot on Pocket Network. I really am. Should be here. Oracles. We got Chainlink. But I also think we also got a, a little shit coin like Umbrella. And good things I think about Kyling. Digital identity, Litendry, and Kilt. So these are kind of like the, I would say, the main components, right? Just so we understand that. Then when it comes to the traditional industries, and there I think we're still early, right? So what are, I mean, some of that's the traditional industries. Now, I believe that we're going to see a transition, that the current banking system is not really gonna, exist on the blockchain. That's why we have new financial protocols or new financial institutions such as Uniswap is the automated market maker, the liquidity provider. It will be the stock exchange. I think Uniswap is kind of, you can imagine like the New York Stock Exchange. It should call the World Coin Exchange. Uniswap has so much potential. I mean, yeah, to the moon. One-way ticket. So, and there we got also, that's quality over quantity, right? Aave, Curve, Compound, Synthetics. Maybe I forgot someone. Supply chain management. There, I really believe we're already seeing the ones that will pretty much become market leaders of tomorrow. Origin Trail, talk a lot about that. Unipride. Haven't talked about that for a while, but if you do follow this channel, well, then you will know that I'm a big believer in Unipride, and I still am. By the way, please, if this gives you any kind of value, hit the like and subscribe and all them goodies. That would really help. So we don't stay the littlest channel forever, right? Energy. When it comes to energy, there I think it's a very clear. Energy Web token is going to be the ultimate leader. Power Ledger, they've been around and they're creating good things. Gaming. Engine on the wall. Who is the most beautiful gaming coin of them all? Engine. Yeah. I think Gala is good. Decentraland is also good. And when it comes to insurance, yeah, Ether Risk Insurance. But many things can happen because remember, a lot of traditional enterprises, companies have a lot of money. So you don't know once they're going to enter the market, they might, be more powerful to create marketing and overtake, and all of a sudden Insurace and Ether Risk that are the #1 market leaders in insurance currently, they won't be able to succeed. Anyway, also when it comes to a lot of you, sometimes, not a lot of you, but I mean, this is just also, it's not all the coins that we have, and so I cannot always update it, but I wanted to make it because this top-down approach is basically also how I think we're going to see inflow of money coming into the market, right? So I think obviously almost everybody, they know about Bitcoin, yeah? And then once people like new investors, newbies, Sister Shelly and Brother Jamal, once they get comfortable about, heard about Bitcoin and so on, then what are the other blue chips? And it is Ethereum, Polkadot, and Cardano, Binance, Solana. And then after that, it will trickle down. So, here were Uniswap and Chainlink and Filecoin and Curve and Aave and Engine and Ren and VeChain. I think this is how. But on the other hand, we're also seeing, funny enough, when money comes in, it tends to explode the entire market. But what I'm trying to say here is that, of course, the further down we go, Algorand maybe should be a little bit up, but the further down we go, there's more risk, but also higher reward. And that is also why we will look into shitcoins and meme coins and gaming coins and IGOs. But right now, I think we are positioned good, really, to get into quality market leaders. Now, if you would have, and this is, I would like to, you see, I did not start this YouTube channel to make money on YouTube. I did it actually to share, because I just wanted to share, and sharing is caring. But of course, I also like to, I'm a little bit sad I'm still the smallest channel, because I believe my track record has been quite good. What I want to show now, so in the second cycle, like I would like to point out, right, back in 2019, 2020, I think that's when we started also this channel, we announced when we bought, and obviously in 2021 also announced when we sold. So we got in a Polkadot at 2.49 and sold at 37. Uniswap we got in $3.91 and we sold at 40. Now it's not, and with Live P we got in 640 and sold at 76. I wanted, and the Chromia we got in at 0.04, made a video for that of course, and we sold at 77 cents. Now I also have to say that I wanted to share this one, this slide here. So here we got, this was Chromia, yeah. I mean, this is on Binance. They actually they were launched before, but they got listed on Binance there back in 20. But what happened was, I got into Chromia back in 2019, and it didn't go anywhere. It really didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. But then all of a sudden, look, I mean, down here, didn't go anywhere, didn't go anywhere, hoovering. And then all of a sudden, bam, that's the hockey stick that you're looking for. This is the hockey stick that you're looking for, right? Now, it was the same with Engine. Also got in, I mean, it was, I think, may have been 2018 or 2019. I can't really remember. But got in at Engine, and, nothing really happened. Engine was a little bit, I was even like getting tired of it. But bam, look at that, a hockey stick. Hoovering around down there at 5 to 7 cents on the dollar, and then going up to $3. I mean, these are the hockey sticks that we want to look at, right? And the same it was with, let's go in here and look at Ren, because we also got in at Ren at, very early. And I remember back in the day, I would say to a few, I remember I wanted to show people that I knew, what potential I was talking about. So I gave like a recommendation to some friends. None of them wanted even to listen to me. They were like, yeah. However, I mean, with Ren, it was also all of a sudden. I mean, these, maybe it's not so clear here. Also, some of them got listed. They weren't listed on Binance, so they had a longer history. But again, I mean, I think you get the point, right? These hockey sticks, this is what we are looking for, and that's really what it's all about now, by identifying the trend of tomorrow. And that's why I'm also saying, you got to be unemotional. You got to be able to enter into the market even though it seems to be against the trend, because the majority of new investors, they buy high and sell low. So I have also tried, because there's some, I always like to point this one out. This was our number one coin in 2021, right? We went into Metastar at $5.75 and we sold at $240. I mean, made a lot of money for Betty. However, what I call this third cycle is only what I can, where I've kind of like made a video, so I can always refer back to it and say, hey, this was the day that I said that we added or entered into the coin. And I think you know it, because we speak fairly often about them here, but let's try to go over them pretty quickly. CeeLo, Chromia, Algorand, Synthetics, Curve, The Graph, IOTA, Miota, Gala, 1inch, Filecoin, Stellar, Chiliz, VeChain, Uniswap, Insurace, Illuvium, Akala, Karura, Akala, Karura, I would wait. I'm not so 100% sure until we get some more news there. All there. Centrifuge, Parallel Finance, Cross Shadow, Cross Network. I think that's a real winner. Origin Trail is a winner already. Kilt Protocol, Live Peer, Reserve Rights, The Verge, A Star, Pocket Network, Aave, Compound, Energy Web Token, Digital Identity, Litendry, Affinity, and our new one, Noodle or Noddle, whatever it's called. I also want to point out that we are holding for later. Let's see, this is like a shitcoin, right? The initial gaming offering platforms. Red Kite, we bought at 11 cents, invested 10,000. Should it go to its previous all-time high, it would then net 241,000 profit. Also holding Gamify. We bought there at $9, invested 5,000. And for those of you who, follow the initial gaming offering platforms, you know that it's all about where you are ranked. So we put in the money so we could be in the highest category. One thing I forgot to say is that we're still holding our 500,000 tokens on Engine Starter, and I never sold them, so we also in the highest category there. So what I usually try to show you guys is here. So I've made this portfolio, right, on CoinMarketCap, and we call it the third cycle, where I put in the coins that when we announced on videos when we entered. And we can see here a lot of them are really down. Like Illuvium's down 31% since we got in here. 6% Kusama, LivePeer 20%, Polkadot 1%, 12% Uniswap. So they, you could also say that that's why timing the market is difficult. But remember, when we're expecting, a few 1,000% and they're down, if they're now down 90% or 92%, that might have a bigger impact here. But on the long term, still very much expect that everything is gonna push through the past all-time highs. So you can see here, Filecoin up 3%, GameFi 41%. I mean, you should go in there and GameFi, because if you can really, as you can see here, we only invested $5,000 there, right? So if it's down 41%, that means you should be able to get it for $3,000 and be in the elite category. You cannot buy a pro category, right? So I'm just saying the risk reward is kind of interesting. If the second cycle has anything to say when it came to this initial gaming offering platforms. Synthetics, we see here the quality is up. Synthetics is up 61% since we got in here. Cross Network up 73%. Curve 64%. CELO only 6%. 1 inch. I mean, I love 1 inch. But I just think it's amazing. Singularity Net AI, we need to look into other AI protocols. But Singularity Net has also been around long, right? Kilt Protocol, I really believe the Kilt Protocol, but I could be wrong. I think Kilt Protocol could be one of those hockey sticks we were referring to, right? I really think that this is what, and I think this is going to happen with a lot of those beautiful protocols, and of course also a lot of those beautiful dots. Where were we here? Bam. Then Origin Trail up 20%, and Centrifuge also hasn't really moved a lot, even though Centrifuge is tokenizing real world asset, but it's a dot again, beautiful dot. IOTA also up 19%. We've been holding on that long, but yeah. Algorand only up 56% again with Chromia, has a lot of potential. The Graph 113, Chili's down 8, still up 20. Akala down again, wait with Akala and Karura. Insurace, the insurance. Pocket Network, Square more or less. Akala up 6, VeChain, Square. Cross Shadow, 149%, all there down. And, however, so this is the portfolio where if you're new to this channel, this is where we just recently launched videos, and really, you know, made a commitment to these coins. However, there are also sometimes when I don't speak about, let's see, I've got a lot of things to go through here. Yeah, so this is my Polkadot portfolio, but we also speak about that on Polkadot updates, right? Akala, Moonbeam, Astar, Cross Network, Litentry, Kilt, Centrifuge, Kylan, Noodle, and we cannot really see it. Affinity, even though Affinity is more or less engine. And then I wanted to also give you some of them. Most of the coins we are staking, right? So our Polkadots, they're locked in parachains. We are, this is wrong, we're not staking at 14%, we're actually staking Chromia, I think around 20% straight on Chromia. So, and Moonbeam around, I don't know, 5-8%. Kylan, nothing, unfortunately. And Live Peer staking at 21%, not bad. Litentry, I think at 11%, it could even be higher. Then Astar has absolutely not 300. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's a mistake. But we're also staking Astar, not at 370%. It's all slight. And let me just see. I want to move down. Yeah, I wanted to also, because these are some of the coins that I haven't talked a lot about in the recent, let's say, few months, but still holding them. The reason I haven't maybe spoken about them because I wanted to put more emphasize more the new additions. But we are still holding these coins from the second cycle, or we've averaged in, and I love them. Yeah. So of course Ethereum, that goes without saying, and we are staking Ethereum, farming Ethereum and USDC at 24% on NetSwap, generating us net tokens. Maybe not the most sexy, but you know. Also Metis, still holding Metis, you know. We made so much money with Metis, and we are staking Metis, providing liquidity Metis USDC at 30%. So we are still also generating some monthly revenues. Now that's also one that I haven't spoken a lot about, Umbrella Network, which is an oracle, but we got in there very, very long time ago, and we have been staking and staking and staking and staking and staking. And yeah, so we're still holding our Umbrella Network. I just want to point it out because, but this is very risky. This is a very risky adventure protocol, I would say. But still, you know, a lot of, and now it's even down more, right? We got in there altogether with the staking at 97, but now I think it's down 99, so much more potential. And you can stake the Umbrella tokens at 11%, and they are working hard. Now here's a protocol that we also got into back in 2021. I actually think that MantraDAO, and we're gonna do a lot more on MantraDAO. I think that MantraDAO is gonna surprise to the upside. I really do. So we are holding also quite a big position, and we will talk about that on another time why, but we are staking at 21%, and should the amount of tokens that we have, should they go to its previous all-time high, well then that will net, as you can see down here, a Betty 1.4 million. The IOTA, Miota, we are staking there on Firefly, on their wallet, and we are receiving, instead of IOTA the tokens, we are receiving Assembly and Shimmer tokens, which are two new, basically ecosystems or new blockchains from IOTA. Also has to be spoken more about, but we've been staking that for a long time too. We also do something on Radium. That's actually the only thing that we're doing in the Solana ecosystem. So we are holding RAID tokens, staking them at 10%, and we're providing liquidity with Radium and USDC at 25%. And should it go to its all-time high, that's a small million. Synthetics. Synthetics had much better staking rewards. If we go back a few months, now they've lowered them, but I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, but Synthetics was really lovely. As we were going down, and the great staking rewards, they were, you know, coming down from other protocols. Synthetics really, they were paying out good rewards, but now it's come down. But I remember Synthetics, I think, is a top quality DeFi coin. Katesi is another coin that I speak way too little about. We're still holding it, and we got in early and also staking. And Katesi, we also have to make a new video because Katesi, they're really moving. They are really doing great stuff. Great stuff. So, yeah, just so you understand, we still also hold Engine. I speak way too little about Engine. I mean, it is the NFT, the gaming coin, right? Power Ledger, also from before. Energy, even though I like Energy Web Token more, but Power Ledger have proven themselves. They got big projects around the world. Internet Computer, well, it was so cheap we just had to do it. And staking there at 8%. And yeah, well, should it go to its all-time high, then Betty will be 500,000 richer there. Curve, love Curve, staking 14%. And then don't speak about Unibright. I don't know. Somehow I could not go in, and also don't watch every day. The few times I was watching, you couldn't stake, or it was so little. But we've been holding on to Unibright for a long time. I still believe. And Unibright is really, really down currently. I mean, we should all. I mean, Unibright is. I mean, that's just a kiss, a kissy.
Kissy.
Yeah, lots of kissing here with Unibright. So if we go in here and I mean, look, it's yeah. I mean the chart, but let's see here. It's down. Get some statistics here. Down 96% from its all-time high, and I mean we obviously got in at higher prices than what it is now. But we're still very fond of Unibright. So, Ether Risk also that's insurance. Also like them, and of course Thorchain Rune. Speak to a little about them. Still holding them, and guys, that's about that. That's about that. So remember, sharing is caring, right? So we're supposed to pick the winner for the giveaway. Yeah, we're gonna do that today. Haha, forgot about it. So, sharing is caring, and yes, they were staking APYs, yeah. So let's see who is the winner. I hope you what's the worst name? Let's go in here and see who is the lucky winner of the. Because Betty, I mean, it was actually Cherry. She's responsible for that. She told me that we're ready to pick the winner. Now, yeah, it's important to say that we don't cheat by identifying the winner, and it's in line with the YouTube rules and guidelines. And yeah, I mean, we because once we did it and they were not happy, so we gotta just do that. No cheating here for those 50 BUSD. So here we are. We are on King Sumo, and we can see here we got 1,945 entries and 87 contestants. Not so bad, just like 2 times ago. And so what I do here is I press ready to reward, and then we're gonna find out who that is really quickly. Boom! Nigel Sober at, I can't read it, NTL World. Congratulations, you are the lucky winner of 50 Binance USD coins, BUSD tokens to lovely, lucky, sexy looking people. I thank you, Nigel, for participating. Either you send us your wallet, or Betty or Cherry, they will contact you. That's how that goes. I mean, it sometimes takes a little time, but we always pay. That's for sure. We always. So let's go back to the chat. There we are. We are no faces here. No face. Affinity, right? That's what you like. I think we're done for today. We did good, right? We did it in it was an hour, but okay. Yeah. So what do you say? But let's see. Synthetics top perp dex. Yeah, Synthetics has so much potential. So much potential. And I just start checking up. And Shimmer, it's from makers of IOTA, might be a good one. Yeah, no, I think IOTA, they have a lot of good things going for them. I mean, a lot of good things. Sometimes when, that's also, as I say, you got to have this discipline to stick to the good coins that we have already identified as market leaders. But sometimes when nothing happens and you just stake and stake and stake and stake and stake and you wait, and every time IOTA they launch, every time they come up with an update, you gotta fucking read for an hour, and but no, I think it's great. And I also think that a lot of things that we might find attractive and sexy now is going to change, because what is ultimately going to change the current environment, that's when the traditional big enterprises are going to migrate onto the blockchain. They might come in, everybody there might like Bitcoin Cash and IOTA, right? Or WeChain. And then we got some other protocols that are trendy now and has performed good that simply won't be able to keep up. So yeah, and I think IOTA is one of them. I think that's the hockey stick. So that's it, guys. XRP is completely on the shit list. And I also don't want to, make anybody feel sad about about the shit list and all that. But we're not big believers in XRP. No, not really. And simply for the reason that the co-founder, I forgot his name, not Brad Garlic Bread, but the other one, he set up Stellar, right? He set up Stellar, and Stellar is successful. So I also don't see how XRP not really having closed any major banking partnerships. They're not going to launch no CBDC, and how they're going to increase their market volume 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I mean, look across network with the market cap of, I don't know, 6 million or whatever it is, 19 million. They go to 100 million. They're up 5 times, and they're providing the decentralized storage facilities for the majority of the Polkadot ecosystem. And another thing, I do wanna. Affinity, yes, I am on board. No Face, I am. I mean, sometimes it takes long. One thing I just want to leave you with, for example, I know that this maybe belongs more to Polkadot update, but also go in here and look at this. I mean, this is lovely. Just the last thing, and then we can go sleep. Look at Kyling Network, right? Kyling Network has a market cap of $3.4 million. I mean, Betty could buy Kyling Network if it was, right? So, but if you go in there and you look at their updated website and their blog and what they're doing and how they're informing, I mean, just go in. I mean, you can stake, but that's also okay. You can read about the technology. That's all very good, and oracles and all that. But what I like is when you go further down, and no crowd loan here, no distribution, no tokenomics. And use cases is also lovely if you want to do your own research. It's important. The foundation behind them, the people, and then the investors, but the ecosystem. Look at the partners that they have. These are the partners that are always already using Kyling. I mean, we got a star. I mean, a star is going to take off by itself, right? Centrifuge. Yeah, then there's some other big ones. I'm not so sure about Daffy, but Equilibrium and Injective Protocol, MantraDAO. Okay, they're all good, but there's some really, you go through this and you will see, I mean, they got a lot. They got many. It's not bad. And the same is also with Frost. So yeah, very optimistic on some of them. Kind of went down, but and the other day when it was delisted, yeah, I mean, yes, it has not been performing very well. That is for sure. If you look at the past performance, and that is also what I'm referring to, that when you have to go sometimes, I mean, remember, we are holding quite many coins, right? But sometimes it's difficult to go against your gut feeling and against what your, let's say, your logic would say that you should. But then when you see the hockey stick, then you feel really proud. So there we go. That's what we are waiting for. Okay, guys. Yeah. So that's it. I wish you a lovely, lovely Sunday evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And stay strong and congratulate yourself for the fact that you're already here. Congratulate yourself that you are entering the market when nobody wants to hear about it. When everybody maybe even, say that you're stupid, you're crazy. And I hope you don't have a wife that is in charge of your finances. I hope you don't have parents and telling you. And I hope you don't have friends that are, having a negative impact, because you're a lion. And with